Okay, guys, welcome back to the podcast. On the panel today, Janaya.
Hello.
Guys, okay, so this is an episode that we've been trying to do for a minute, and it takes a lot of planning. It's a really popular show, so we're gonna jump into it. Tell us the title real quick, Naya.
All American.
I'm being honest, All American, Lowkey, P.M.O. Hey,
Look,
Lowkey pissed me off, and we're gonna talk about it. So first things first. You want to read the synopsis in case anybody don't know what it's about?
yeah, I got you. Spencer James is a rising high school football player, a A student at Crenshaw High. But when Coach Billy Baker recruits him to join his team in Beverly Hills, Spencer's mom, Grace, and his best friend, Coop, convince him it's an opportunity he has to seize. Forced to move in with Billy and his family to protect his transfer permit. Billy's son, Jordan, who is also the starting quarterback, is less than thrilled to be sharing his father's attention. Or Jordan's sister, who's struggling with her own demons.
Okay, so season 1 through 2. We'll do season 1 through 2, season 3 through 6, and then 7. First things first, something that me and I have always agreed on. We do not like Olivia. I'll stand on it to the day that I die. I don't like her. I don't like her for nothing. I hate her with the burning passion, especially in seasons 1 and 2. So speak on it, yeah.
Listen, I only don't like her for the first 2 seasons, okay?
No, I hate her.
Dana doesn't like her overall.
The whole show. Lime yourself.
First 2 seasons, she was giving very much pick me, choose me, love me.
Ew. Ew. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna say it's not that I didn't like her. I just didn't like her, bro. It's not that I don't like you. I just don't like you. Like, she was neutral at the time because it gets to a point where I actually really started to hate her. But for season 1 and 2, she was neutral, right? I just hated the fact that she was a liar and she literally went behind everybody's back. And yeah, she tried to act like she was the victim because she had an addiction. Like, okay, I get that. I'm sensitive to it. I understand. But like, you're not the victim here. You literally go behind everybody back and lie. Like Naya said, it was giving not like other girls.
Pick me, choose me, love me.
Literally. So it was like, yo. So her best friend,
Layla.
Mixed feelings?
Mixed feelings. The first season, she had my voice Spence messed up. I can't lie. Okay.
She was trying
to fix it. But she fixed it.
Trying to get it together, yo. Like, she
fixed it. It's okay. She fixed it.
We're gonna talk about what happens when she tries to fix it, because that stuff was diabolical, bro.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in the plot points, but right now we're just going over the characters. But yeah, same as Naya. I feel like she was really good in representation, pressure, and depression, and how friends navigate stuff like this, because I noticed like she was like class president and all this type of stuff, and she was everywhere, and she has this like big house and a mansion, and her daddy rich and all this type of stuff. But like, you know, her mom did just die and all this type of stuff, and you know, everybody's worried about her. And then, you know, we'll go over that in a second, but yeah, it was definitely a good representation, I felt like. So Coop and Patience was getting
my forever favorite couple, bro. No one's changing my mind.
No, clock it, though, because I feel like I love them as a couple, but Coop as an individual was season 1 and 2. And it's not just because of her coming out story. Like, that stuff was like, it did low-key irritate because Patience had to clock her like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Because mind you, she was the scene and she was like, oh yeah, but you never said the word. And she was like, I don't have to. And then she was like, yes you do, go tell your mom. And then what? And then she got low-key trying to get kicked out the house, and she was just being terrible. And then she was running in gangs, and then I'm just like telling Spencer to like back up and leave her alone, and I know what I'm doing. And it's like, no, like, it was just weird.
You don't, sweetie, you don't.
It was just weird. Nobody knew what they was doing in season 1. That's what first, that's for sure. But that was weird.
Season 1, they were low budget. You could tell.
And then they expanded the budget, and then it all went to hell. But okay, we'll get to that.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Spence, that's my guy. In season 1, 2, low-key up till season 4, that's my guy. That's my guy. He always been my guy, but specifically in the early seasons, that was my dude, yo.
Season 1, loved his mentality, the way he put his family first. He was like, nah, I'm good here at home.
Literally, he's like, nah, I gotta take care of my mom, I gotta take care of Dylan, like all this type of stuff. And I feel like there's a lot of like young black boys in his position, you know, like single mom, maybe older sibling in the hood type thing. Like, he was very protective, and that's how he had to be. And even though he had anger issues, he had anger issues. It's I like him. That's that. So,
and also trust issues.
Of course, he had trust issues, bro. But like,
yeah.
But next, who's next?
Jordan. Even though what he did was wrong, the crash out was valid,
bro. I feel like that's part of the plot points, and we'll talk about that. But yo, I can't even hold on for that, yo. If my sister, my best friend, went behind my bro, that's crazy. But I can't hold you though. He was tweaked out with the whole like Spencer theory of like, oh, that's our brother, like,
oh yeah, no,
whatever.
He
like,
tripping. I mean, the evidence was lined up. He went off the rails.
No, bro, he went A plus B equals D. Like, yo, did we skip something, yo? Like,
we forgot the C.
Literally, there was a step in between, and bro, just he he jumped to
He
conclusion.
skipped right over it.
Yo, oh my gosh. Okay.
He didn't think it was important.
Literally. Oh my gosh. Okay, last person in the friend group for the kids, Asher.
He's just another pick me, choose me, love me. Like,
I hated him, but he served his purpose. Like, I feel like, and eventually we'll talk about his character development because I feel like he was the best developed character in the whole show besides maybe Layla. He was like the best developed character, but he served his role in season 1 and 2. I mean, yeah. He was broken, man, on the inside. That's why him and Layla was together because it was like they was both fake in the front, yo.
broken together.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm crying. And then of course Billy Baker, yo.
Second favorite character. I'll die on that hill.
Wait, who was favorite character for one?
My number one is Breach.
Oh yeah. We'll get to that.
We didn't get there yet.
Yeah. But nah, word though, W Billy, he saw the potential, and he definitely capitalized it. We love that. So let's get into the plot points, yo. Sean, my guy, Sean, R.I.P. Sean. Also, if y'all ain't watched the show, it's spoilers in here. It's so many spoilers because all we can talk about is spoilers. It's 6 seasons of spoilers. So go watch the show and then come back. But Sean, R.I.P. to him. That's my guy, man. He's complicated. And it was sad to see him go. He was a good dad, you know. He had good intentions, but he was doing what he had to do, and he got wrapped up, you know what I mean? He was trying to find his way out or whatever. But what I don't like is how he dragged Coop into the life. And then that whole Sean thing, like, it's so crazy how the plot literally revolves around Sean and they kill him off in like episode 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was so important to the plot point. So much stuff wouldn't have happened without Sean. And all the characters got wrapped up in him and he just happened to be eliminated too early. That's how I feel.
Sum it up. Yeah, he's a gang member, but he did right and protected his best friend Spencer without telling.
Because I feel like y'all be forgetting that. Y'all be forgetting that even though you know, Spencer and all that stuff that did happen to him, which we'll get to that in a second, but all the stuff that had happened, I feel like at the end of the day, even though they didn't really get along, like at the end, because he did choose to go that life, like at the end he was pulling Coop in, and then Spencer was mad at him for all that. He was like, yo, leave her alone, blah blah blah. Despite all of that, yo, like, yo, they all grew up together. It was the 3 of them on a swing set, you know what I'm saying? And I was his best friend, and I feel like he did what he had to do. Now, you know who I didn't like?
Don't even get me started.
Yo, freaking Tyrone. Yo,
bro, I forever hated him because the way he be popping up, and he looks exactly like Tupac. That's what especially creeps me out.
I think that was his actor actually in the Tupac movie, but
that's even worse.
They turned him into somebody like it's just so crazy. Like literally, like you said, dude would literally just pull up around the corner in a shady hoodie, talking about some.
He be in the corner like.
Literally, bro, be in the cut, yo. I'm like, dude, where are you coming from, yo?
Like, you see the background, then you just spot his face, like, oh!
Literally, and he was another insignificant character. He got slummed too, as he should. Cause I'm like, dude, bro really thought he was him. Like, come on, now.
He thought he was untouchable.
Right. And he wasn't even like the OG blood. He was one of the new bloods on the street. So I'm like, man, please. Wasn't nobody trying to mess with you, bro. Like, come on now. He literally would just Tyrone gang would just pull up out of nowhere. Like, that's what reminds me of the barbershop scene, yo. When they was trying to do the event that Flip was trying to organize or whatever with JP Dad. I mean, what? No, JP Keaton and his little record. Can we talk about that real quick? That thing with the freaking artist and he was like trying to marry her or some weird stuff like that. Yeah,
that was super weird.
I was like, it's giving like grooming question mark because wasn't
Lowkey?
He like 40 and she was like 21, like
yeah, she was super young.
It was giving like that was so weird, bro. But and yo client too, that was weird.
Yeah, but your HR department must hate you. Just saying.
He was HR, that's why he
was HR.
But nah, Tyrone, I don't like Tyrone at all, but he served his purpose. Now, who we do like was his right-hand OG Preach.
Now, see, that's a real OG right here.
W Mans, bro. I love how nobody gave up on him. We'll see him, and I love how they chose not to slime him, and he became a really big point for the rest of the show. I absolutely love that, because if they would have got rid of him, I would have been so mad. Would have been so mad. He literally,
and honestly, he's on my hear me out. Anyways.
Hey, listen. I'm listening to the hear me out.
Listen.
Oh my gosh. Okay. As far as the gang storyline though, I think it was realistic.
Yeah.
Like the whole like teenagers pulling into the life, and like it starts with off of one person and then somebody else who needs some quick cash, and then it wraps in, and then there's gonna be people looking at you like, yo, what are you doing running with these people? Da da da. Yeah. And then it's like you end up meeting people, and then some people, your friends gonna die, and that's just how the gang life work, you know. And I feel like it was realistic. And I like the storyline. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Other storylines, football. Peak at this point, yo. The story storyline for football, season 1 through 2, maybe 3, will not get any better. After season 4, it was kind of downhill. As soon as they got into college,
it really stopped showing.
It stopped being about football. Even with season 4, we'll get into it with the whole like drama scandal situation. It stopped being about football. And I'm like, for people that were literally here only for the football, I'm like, it stopped being about football. But during
even as a person that doesn't even really care for football, it was peak.
Literally. And all the games and the plays, and you know who was actually W. I don't even know who's on this character list, but Chris on Crenshaw, yo, he was fired.
Oh, don't even get me started with Chris.
You might hear me out.
He's on everybody. Hear me out. I don't care.
That's my man. Literally. So he was just, oh yes, bro. And then the romance storyline. What you think?
Strange. I don't care. That was strange. It's all over the place and messy.
I mean, at the time though, it really wasn't even no solid relationship. Because Asher and Layla were together when the episode
broke up.
Then they broke up. I don't even know what they broke up over. I ain't gonna hold you, bro.
It was because Asher was faking being rich when he was
broke.
Oh
yeah, and then she was like, oh yeah, and she dumped him.
If you can't be honest with me, why should I stay with you? She had a no. That one was valid. That breakup right there was valid.
That was valid.
Okay, and then we have Olivia secretly hitting over Spencer, but because she's too scared, she was just like, oh yeah, you could have my best friend or whatever. And
literally, and then it comes out later.
But then turn around and get in a hot tub with him. Don't even.
And then Jordan come in like, get out right now, that's my brother, you're skinny dipping.
Get out right now, that's our brother. And then threw her bowl off. Threw her whole room off. Girl was almost right there. She was, and then Jordan came.
And you know what's so terrible to me? Spencer, as much as I love Spencer, he wrong for that. He wrong for that because he knew he had chemistry with Layla. He knew he was going out with Layla. He knew all this stuff was going on with Layla. And what did he choose to do anyways? Skinny dip and almost kiss Liv. Why? Why are you trying to confuse both of them?
You done that for a couple of seasons.
Listen, I just think he needed to be single. And then don't get me started on what's her name? Keisha? She was W though. And their relationship.
Oh no, I love her.
I wanted to see them get back together. I wanted them to get back together. High key. I ain't want no one night stand. I wanted them to get back together. And then Olivia talking about he's never gonna like me. I'm not as good as her. Like, shut up. I can't even take myself seriously. She's just so smart. I don't know if he's ever gonna shut up, yo.
Well, I mean, who would look at you?
Anyways, moving on, guys, right? Season 3 through 6. This is where everything starts to kind of jump in. So you can take off the character list. Let's go.
So real quick, Lowkey mentions we have Laura, Darnell, Grace, Superintendent D'Angelo Carter. I don't like him. JJ, Jamie,
and he who should not be named, Spencer's dad. I feel like Laura at season 3 through 6, I didn't like her season 3. I didn't really care for her. But season 4 and 5, she was coming in clutch with the whole storyline with Coop and the law thing. She was coming in clutch. Okay, thank you. Darnell, love Darnell. He ain't do nothing wrong, bro. Honestly, Spencer just didn't like him for no reason, bro. Dude ain't do nothing wrong. Spencer was mad because it's like, oh, you left me to go have a whole life and raise somebody else's kid, and he didn't like Darnell.
Don't stop it. Stop.
Okay. Trigger warning. Okay. He basically didn't like him because he was like, you got everything I never did. And that's why he was mad at first. So then that's Darnell.
They got to know each other.
Exactly. And they would play football together at Crenshaw. Yes. I love that for them because Darnell.
Oh, yes. As a PSA, Spencer goes back and forth between Beverly and Crenshaw.
Right. Between season 3 and 4, he goes back and forth.
He go back and forth.
Before they end college. And how do you feel about that? Do you feel like he should have stayed at Crenshaw? Do you think he should have stayed at Beverly? Do you think he should have went back?
I feel like the way they played that out is actually proper because it was him trying to try something new, but then at the same time still wanting to protect his OG family.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, you know what I'm saying? But and I like the conflict too because how the hood was like, yo, you can't just move up out the hood to the Beverly Hills are all fancied up with the da-da-da.
And then try to come back like nothing happened.
Exactly. And then he was like, okay, but I got a Crenshaw ring too, but I won it with y'all. Like, what you mean this is my team too? And it was like, is he? And then they was like trying to play against each other and them and Beverly, and it was like, nah, I know they plays, da-da-da-da. And then the whole homage thing, whatever, and he had broke his dad's record and after he died of cancer, and yeah.
Then he quit.
Yeah, that stuff was crazy. But we'll get into some other things in a second. Grace, mom, we love her.
I love her.
We hate her taste in men though. D'Angelo.
Yeah, terrible. Superintendent D'Angelo Carter can go.
Line yourself. That's the best.
Perish.
I feel like I would have liked it better if the kids never accepted him. I feel like that would be a better plot line. But
I think Lowkey though.
I mean, eventually they do later on.
I mean, they could put up a front in front of their mother.
Yeah, they tolerate Carter. They tolerate.
I'm just saying, as a person who started off like that, you could put up a front front for a while.
JJ and Jamie, we'll save those for later. Would you like to crash out on He Who Shall Not Be Named, or you want to go?
James, oh my gosh, that character did not need to be. So badly, that character did not need to be.
Bro,
because
Corey,
yes, you were the reason why he even got into football, but the reason why he got into football was to actually have a connection with you because you left him. And they kept having his hopes up and up and up and up and not fulfill your promises.
but then he came back and tried to make up for it and took him to the cabin.
And then died.
That's not his fault.
That's not his fault, but he chose to come back when he found out.
Bro had cancer. And bro had a bunch of letters that he never sent or some stuff like that, right?
All those letters. Why didn't you send them? Why didn't you send them?
Bro felt guilty.
Guilty? Are we forgetting how that first letter was? That wasn't guilt. That was pure aggression and anger that you needed to let out, that you needed to tell somebody, not stay in that camp. And I'm so sick of that place too. Every time anyone goes there, it just goes bad. It's bad juju. I'm saying it right now.
It always goes down as soon as anybody goes to the camp. Yo, first time it was Corey, he died. Next time, freaking Simone and Jordan breaking up. Next time, Patience and Coop breaking up. Like, what is
No, that was in the same episode.
It was in the same episode? But every time they there, it's crazy.
Then they brought up Vegas.
Like, okay, we'll get into that with the plot line. Let's take it slow. Honorable mentions, Willie, Grandpa Willie. We love Grandpa Willie.
Love Grandpa Willie.
Like I said, we love Chris. We'll mention him briefly with Olivia because
they kind of had a little thing.
Simone, we will talk about Simone in another episode.
She will have her own episode.
Ooh, that girl. Anyways.
Oh,
Denise
Patterson.
Yes. Denise. She said, I need me a fine hunk of a man. Morris Chestnut. Had me crying.
Of course, we got Flip.
Love Flip and Kia. W Flip, he always comes in clutch. Kia
and then the Montezes.
The Montezes, bro. Coach Montez and then Mr. Montez. I feel like they was crucial.
Coach Mr. Montez.
Coach Mr. Montez, yes.
Remember.
Because we had new Coach Montez first, and that was her husband. That's hilarious. Okay, let's get into the plots, because this is where it gets juicy. 3 through 6 is a lot. 4 seasons of a lot. So let's finish out the beef, right? Spencer gets shot in a drive-by by some random hood thug. And then
after Olivia's coronation?
Coronation, yeah. She was doing like ladies in training or some stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
And she gets shot, literally. And he had like dived in the way to protect her, whatever. And he gets shot. So then he ends up in therapy or whatever. They said they didn't know if he was up there gonna play again. But he had to do sports therapy and W therapist, high key. He's low-key mentioned. That guy was helping him.
I forgot his name. That's why I didn't put him down, but he good.
Word. And so he ends up breaking up with Coop.
Dun dun dun.
He ends up breaking up with Coop, talking about some Coop is my stuck point.
Coop.
What?
Coop is the reason. What?
And see, I've been doing everything
to break down his thought process. I got shot because of gang. I'm not in a gang. Who's in a gang that I know? Coop. Coop has always brought gang problems to me. Weird. That was his thought process.
Right.
That's
and then he was
exactly happened, but that was his thought process.
He was like, well, I know that's in a gang, Coop. And I really care about Coop. And I don't want Coop to get hurt. So I put myself in the line of fire to protect Coop. So therefore,
what actually happened?
It's Coop's fault. What? So then what I love is even though he broke up with her and they had the little best friend breakup, whatever, Coop did not let that face her. Coop clocked him and was like, no, I told you all the time, leave me alone. Let me make my decisions. Don't worry about it.
Even though her decisions were done.
Yes. But she took that on the chin at least though. She was not begging him to look out after her. And she was like, you your own stuck point, your savior complex, and the fact that you need to hop in on everybody is what gets you, that's what got you shot. And I was like, oh, drop the mic. She clocked him. Drop it. I'm like, oh, you ate with that when you ate him up.
Oh, baby, you ate. Oh.
Because that was so true. And as somebody who literally, legitimately has a really bad savior complex, yo, because I don't ever want nobody to go through any type of pain or anything because I know how bad it can be. And somebody who literally will hop in and try and like not micromanage, but you will insert yourself in things where you don't really need to. You need to let people make their own decisions, let them grow or whatever, and let them go. Stop holding on attachments to them or whatever, because you will get yourself hurt. Now, I ain't never been shot. That's crazy, bro. But Spencer, it's the same thing, yo. If he would have let her grow, let her be her own person, stop trying to micromanage and meddle in her life, and made her live the life that she wanted to live instead of the one that he was trying to make her live, even though he was trying to help her. That's the thing. You don't think that it's bad because you're trying to help them, and then you end up blaming the person when in reality, no, you put yourself in that situation.
Put yourself into
getting cheated on, bro, and you saw all the signs, and then you continue to stay. You let yourself get cheated on. Yes, he cheated on you, but let yourself get cheated on, bro.
Okay, slow down.
Okay, sorry.
You know, speaking of getting shot, Coop got shot by Mo.
Right, and then what's her name? Shot him too.
Preach.
Preach shot Mo. Mo, mind you, is his baby mama, as we forgot to mention. Coop got shot after she was trying to, mind you, Coop became a rapper.
Mo exists because of Tyrone dying.
Right,
Because
Tyrone.
Mo thinks it was Coop who killed them.
Right, and Tyrone is Mo's little brother. So
yeah,
Mo was a lawyer. She went off or whatever and got out the hood, but then she came back when she figured out her little brother had got killed and thought it was Coop's fault. So then she had ended up trying to make up this diabolical plot in order to get her arrested in jail and planted drugs on her bus or whatever. But Coop was better than that.
Quick with it.
Coop was, come on now.
Coop already suspected Mo from jump.
From the jump, and everybody
from the jump, you weird. What you mean you just randomly pop up and you all popular and stuff and you connected to Tyrone?
Like what?
And you connected to Tyrone? I just don't know how you connected to Tyrone, but you connected to Tyrone?
Literally. And so I'm like, and you think that I've processed my grief, I don't hold anything against you. You a damn lie.
You a lie.
I'm like, come on.
Turned around, shot Coop. But then
literally, after trying to set her up for jail, but that didn't work, so then she tried to slime her.
Preach came in like, bow.
And got his shot, but he didn't get his shot off first, and that's how Coop ended up getting shot. By the way, Coop is a really good rapper. I got some of her songs on my playlist though.
I really like it.
Yeah, you was more like a brother from a mother.
You know the actual person that played Coop is actually releasing music soon.
Word?
Yeah.
Easy? Okay, right. So she ends up getting shot or whatever, but you don't see her trying to blame Breach because, oh yeah, well, I got shot because you pulled me into the life, bro, and that's really your baby mama, and that's not like, no, she took accountability for that.
No, she took accountability for that.
Like, she was in a gang, and that's what happens by proxy, bro. Like, realistic. So I don't know. So then, yeah, Preach killed Mo. That stuff was crazy. And then the whole thing on trial, because remember they had the thing on tape. That's where Laura comes in clutch and makes sure he didn't go to jail. Because mind you, Preach has a record, and if he had his third strike, bro, then he would have been done for. And murder, bro wasn't getting out. Mind you, he has a kid, Amina, which touch.
Whoa. Touch briefly.
But so Preach kills Mo, and yeah, so then they make sure he doesn't go to jail and everything like that. That whole plot point I really like. And then eventually Spencer and Coop do end up getting back together. So I appreciate that because they're W friendship, yeah. They're family.
They're literally the OG friendship. Like,
literally, so
from that swing set, bro.
Swing set where they said they was gonna do everything at 21, bro.
And they did. I think they only did not go skydiving. That's we seen at least.
Yeah, they didn't.
They did everything else though.
So speaking of Spence, bro. So once they graduate high school and all that stuff, right? They go to college, right? And Spencer and Jordan and Olivia end up all going to GAU, Golden State University. Golden State University.
Golden State.
Yes.
There you go.
And so, mind you, at this point, Olivia and Spencer are together. But before we get there, let's talk about Vegas and the love web. Now, what do we always say, Naya?
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but not this time.
Not this time, because we're gonna talk about it. In Vegas, it was Simone, Jordan, JJ. Was Asher there? I don't think Asher was there, but JJ, Spencer, Olivia, and Layla. Right? Simone and Jordan freaking got married. Like I said, we'll talk about Simone in a different episode, but we don't like her.
We'll talk about her in a different episode. She's not important right now.
She's not.
Back to the main.
Back to the main drama, right? Mind you,
JJ was everywhere. As a heads up, he's not gonna be mentioned a lot because he was
partying. Okay,
he was partying.
We'll get into the actual plot. I feel like
meanwhile, this triangle.
Don't get me started. So for updates, right? At the end of season 2 and the beginning of season 3, Layla has this whole crash out, depressive episode, all this type of stuff like that. She destroyed her room, all this type of stuff. They found her she was living in a hotel and she almost died and all this type of stuff, right? And because of her depression, right? And she does get from her mom and all that stuff. And she ended up going to get some help, and they send her to this retreat, whatever, and she gets some help. We will talk about what happens post retreat in a second, but she ends up going to get some help and all that type of stuff. But because of that, she wasn't in a state to be in a relationship. She broke up with Spencer, and Spencer was like, take your time. I'm here for you. I love you. And when you're ready,
I will wait for you.
I will wait. Keyword, I will be here.
Please remember that line, people.
Okay. Whenever you're ready is what he said.
Whenever you're ready.
Her best friend Olivia, who we have known to have feelings for Spencer,
the whole entire time.
The whole time. She gonna come up talking about some, what if things were different? She gonna come up talking about some, don't tell me you don't feel it. Spencer gonna follow up with, you know you right. On some stuff like, I mean, you never know. He kissed her. They have sex. At the end of the trip, Spencer is like, Olivia, it's you. I want to be with you. Olivia says, I can't do it. I can't be with you, right? Left him there in Vegas by himself. She caught a flight, went home. Then,
after they hung up, Layla walked in the room. I'm ready for you. Smooch. What?
Then he slept with her too.
He slept with her too. Yo. GG's, bro. GG's. Because not only did you do that with her best friend, then turn around and did it with her. Mind you, you professed your love to her best friend and you turn around to do that.
Mind you, the words, I will wait for you whenever you're ready.
Where did that go?
Meanwhile, you're falling in love with her best friend.
I don't see that in the building with us.
Literally. So post Vegas, what ends up happening, they don't talk about it. Spencer looking stupid. He ain't got no girlfriend. He looking stupid. He actually don't know what he couldn't. He's like, I can't do it.
No.
Layla.
Remember, they got back together, but then Olivia's like, I can't talk to you. I can't.
Oh yeah, they weren't friends because he ended up getting back with Layla and committing to the I will wait for you type stuff and never told her and didn't come out.
And then Layla figures out something's weird with them. It's like, what happened in Vegas?
At that dang cabin where everything is cursed. Everything cursed. At the cabin, bro.
Well, no, it started at the cabin and then ended up at his house.
Yes, and she went to his house and was like, tell me what's going on. What happened?
Going on right now, Spencer, or I swear.
And I was so mad too because
mind you, that's how we found out right there. Because then they did the flashback scene.
Exactly. We didn't know what was happening. We was like, there's no way you dogged her out. I'm like, yo. So that was what happened. At that point, Spencer lost me. I'm like, yo, you can't do that. And I love me some Layla. I love Layla. And therefore, Layla is probably one of my favorite characters out of the whole show. And so.
Well, in that moment.
Yes. No, in general, I like Layla.
In the first two, okay.
In the first two seasons, she was better than everybody else.
I mean, yeah, she was.
So, yeah, I was like, I liked her, and that was Layla for me. I love that. And so I was like, why you gonna play in a baddie face like that? Like, yo.
Right.
At that point, Spencer.
Like, I know Dada, and that's not Dada.
That's just not it. So that's Vegas. We will come back in a hot second.
And we're back.
Indeed we are. All right. He had to calm down from the crash out because Spencer had me messed up. But go ahead and take it away on whatever happened. Ooh, don't get me started.
So real quick, clicking back to Layla's crash out. She meets this. I have so many words that I can't say for this person, but her name is Carrie. She's so annoying. Oh my gosh. When you think of the definition of pick me, her picture comes up.
Right. All because her parents divorced or some stuff like that. I'm like, yo, what?
Girl.
Like, and I will never sit here and discount nobody's mental health and she's depressed and you hurting yourself and blah, blah, blah. But you literally befriended Layla for attention and then tried to take her out for attention. I'm sorry. Spoiler. She tried to jump off a cliff and take Layla with her. Talking about some, we can end the pain. Who is we?
Who's we? Who's we?
Are we French?
I didn't know you spoke French since you're, a pathological liar.
Yo, pathological liar. Literally. Because didn't she try to come back and explain and try to be her friend again? And
she tried to act like she did a whole 180, that she went home and everything, but then Layla found her phone. That's all. The texts
that from her mom. Yeah, she was trying to say, she's like, oh yeah, me and my mom are talking again.
Layla calls her mom. Hello, is this Harry's mom? Yes, this is. Do you know where she is? What do you mean? I thought she said she came home. She's like, she hasn't been home in years. Yo. All right.
Hey, I'm like, yo. And then freaking Layla feel bad for the girl. She talking about some, you were my only friend. You understand? No. Mind you, in the freaking place or whatever, she remember she had the whole thing with the bottle or whatever. She only got discharged after Layla because she literally cracked the bottle and was fake crying and all this type of stuff, talking about she gonna cut herself and kill herself or whatever. Literally, turns out she did it all for attention because she didn't want to leave the freaking mental house villa. What?
She did not want to leave the villa.
You didn't want to get discharged and go home, so you staged the front, made everybody feel bad for you. Like, come on now, I can't. I'm like, there's no way this is real. I'm like, she was just, I couldn't with her.
She was AI generated.
Literally. So after that, whatever, and Layla almost dies and she's all traumatized or whatever, right? And she breaks up with Spencer and all that type of stuff. Spencer and Olivia end up getting together. And you would think, hey, I did just lose the girl of my dreams because I slept with her best friend. Let me not go date her best friend. But that's not how this show works. He decides to get with her and date her, and they're all happily ever after, which, don't get me started.
Well, there were some bumps in the road.
Like what? I thought that was good.
Directly after they were... No. Layla stopped being friends with Olivia. They were in a whole best friend beef.
Oh yeah, but they still leave. Her and Spencer were still lived happily ever after, bro.
Oh, well, yeah, they were always happily ever after. I'm just saying they were,
Until
you know,
until season 4. So let's get into it. The whole GAU, Golden Angeles University, not Golden State, Golden Angeles University. It's GAU.
Golden and
GAU.
so Olivia, Spencer, Jordan, they're all in that school.
Right. And there's this whole scandal about Coach Garrett. And Coach Garrett is like really tough or whatever. And he ends up finding him like his guy or whatever. He finds his Billy. What's his name? Miles? Coach Miles?
Yeah.
Guy with the beard. He's underneath Coach Garrett. Coach Garrett's the head coach. Coach Garrett whole time got some like bounty hunter thing or whatever scandal. And he's like training.
With Wade Waters.
And he was the captain. So both of them got fried and exposed for trying to purposely injure players or whatever. So they can win games. So what happens is, guess who had to fry them? Out of all the reporters in the world, in Los Angeles, wherever they live, California, of course, Olivia Baker has to be the one to break the story. The new QB1 sister and the wide receiver one's girlfriend.
Yep.
But let me just tear down y'all entire school, and it could possibly get y'all literally
obliterated.
Literally, the whole program could have got shut down.
It almost did, until of course Spencer and Jordan stepped up with Coach Miles.
And they saved the program from drowning. And then they literally, even though they saved it and they didn't get abolished and banned and cooked, right? They still had to build the team up from the bottom up. Literally half the players were gone. They wasn't winning no games. Nobody wanted to freaking come to their school. They couldn't recruit nobody. It was hard. They begged her not to do it, bro. And I don't care what nobody says, talking about some, oh, she had to do what she had to do for her career. Yo, that's what you say when you don't have personal, family, and relational ties to something. Yo, you don't break down everybody else's life just for
you broke down your brother, your boyfriend,
yo dad, really, because
dad too.
He was trying to come get a job over there, but he couldn't no more. You tore down your whole family specifically so what, you can get your big break.
Then again, she did have a trend with that, because remember the whole her podcast thing going.
Was that at the same time? It was before then, you right.
It was before that with Laura.
With Laura, and Laura was trying to keep some case confidential with the police brutality case, whatever, and she was trying to keep it confidential and get.
And Olivia was like, confident? I don't know who that is.
Post into her mother's computer. That is
her mother. By the way, her mother was the DA.
Made her lose her whole job.
In the matter of seconds.
You just love to tear down your family's life.
So she was a trend of tearing her family down. Okay.
She doesn't care. And that's why I would say I'll never like her. She's so selfish, yo. I get it. Okay, women have to stand up and do what they have to do and blah, 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 blah. You can make the argument all you want. You do not. That's just you being a good person. You do not tear down everybody's life. You don't step on everybody's head that you supposedly love. You get to the top. You don't go like that. So that's why I don't like her, yo. So they end up breaking up, right? They end up breaking up after all this stuff, right? But they're still in each other's lives because this whole friend group is surprisingly really badly intertwined, right?
Yeah.
And so Olivia ends up going to London.
She goes to London, and Spencer, he gets his football, name up with Ashley.
Who?
Ashley.
Oh, Ashley, the man. By the way,
Ashley, which is gay.
The entire time, literally, she was in London. All Liv did was, oh my gosh, we skipped something, because while she was in London, they was together. So after they broke up, they did end up getting together because she was going to London. But before she left, he chased her down at the airport and was like, you can't leave. I love you.
Also skipped the rebound. Slow down.
No, we did.
Before that, okay, Ashley, Spencer was building his profile up so people can notice him more, and Spencer had a new rebound. Don't remember the girl name, but it was a rebound. She
name was Alicia. She was such a rebound. He didn't even like her. I don't care what.
He didn't like her at all.
And so what ended up happening is
Spencer was going through his psychotic break, is what I call it.
Literally, and he
rebound was not helpful. Olivia had to step up and be like, hold on, you're telling me he's sitting here grieving and stuff because of my dad dying. By the way, Billy Baker dies.
Right. Ooh. That just hurt my heart. He ended up dying in a bus crash.
And he's going through a psychotic break because literally Spencer was his last call.
Literally.
So he didn't answer because he was mad at him. So he's going through a psychotic break. And they were mad.
He was mad at him because
he was like, I declined Coach Baker's call. Coach, my hero. That speech will forever hurt. And you're, as his girlfriend, talking about the rebound. It's not doing anything and it's giving him space. So Olivia's like, that's stupid, you idiot. and
She
stepped up.
knew that he didn't really like her. I felt like that's why she was pulling away. She wouldn't be the best girlfriend she could be. She didn't really matter. So that's when Liv had to swoop in. Mind you, the whole thing that happened, she had only found out is because after the psychotic break, they was at the cabin or whatever. Mind you, they have a beach cabana house or whatever, the boys or whatever. We'll talk about the boys
Yeah.
break up in a second with Asher, right? They had this whole beach house or whatever, right? And
Definitely.
we had the beach house, and they're all doing this like really cool thing or whatever, right? And they playing a game, and it's like, who's most likely to have a one night stand? And everyone's like, JJ, man, he the party boy or whatever. And then JJ's like, what? No, it's Spencer. Remember, he hooked up with some random girl from the wedding shop. Put him on blast, and then everything was awkward, you know, the awkward silence, whatever, and everything was weird.
Insert crickets.
And then and then literally Liv was like all jealous and stuff. And then once he figured out, he was like, you're jealous, you still care about me. Let me swoop back in. Like, yo, that's what he did. Yeah, so he did the little reround or whatever, and then they ended up getting back together. When he chased her down at the airport, it was like, you can't leave. So Olivia ends up going to London. They're back together. Boom, boom, boom. And then we have Ashley the man, because all she did in London was talk about my best friend Ashley. Whole time she comes back, fails to mention.
Actually, was a man.
Fails to mention. That's just conveniently not mentioned.
A man in love with her.
Oh, but you didn't think to tell your boyfriend that
until Ashley magically appeared at the beach house. Don't even
with
get me started with that beach house.
With
a
portrait made of her, because he's this romantic artist or whatever. Like, bro, come on now. Spencer ain't never did
He's
no
a British romantic artist. And he made a whole portrait of her. Talk about some, I love you. I'm in love with. And Spencer's like, excuse me?
And literally. And then Olivia trying to act shocked like you didn't know this information. Slime yourself. You knew this.
You knew this, girl.
Like, come on now. Let's be sober.
That's why you failed to mention Ashley was a man.
Literally. Tell me something. I guess it just didn't come to my mind. Yo, like, I would never do that. Any guy friend that you have, you mention to your man that it's the guy. Like, you wouldn't just, like, I would think that, like, me personally, if I'm gonna tell my man, oh, hey, I'm talking to my friend, I don't just fail to mention the gender pronouns. Like, come on now. Come on. Especially conveniently, this man has a woman's name. So you're just gonna let him think that come on now. You did that on purpose.
And then he kept saying, oh, yeah, Ashley, she got a friend named Ashley. That girl is cool.
Right, and you didn't correct him.
Quiet?
You didn't correct him. You did that on purpose.
You didn't correct him. Slime yourself.
You did that on purpose. You can't make that stuff.
And also, who names their son Ashley?
I'm saying, I feel like that's the bigger problem.
That is the bigger problem, but anyway.
No judgment. Right. So they end up making past that, whatever. I'm just gonna jump forward. They end up getting married and living happily ever after, and they moved to New York. Whatever. Oh yes.
And she has twins.
Yes.
A twin having twins. But Ching.
Literally. And we'll talk about that. So next couple,
Asher and Layla.
And I know I said couple. Technically, they had a reconnection, I guess.
They had a reconnection. Then it failed.
It definitely failed. I guess he was just like comfort smash, I guess, because
that was a comfort smash. Okay.
Yeah. For convenience, Lowkey, because she was in like the record company or whatever, and like they was in her office, and they ended up like, it was weird.
And then we turn around, Layla's like on her like hot girl summer,
and she ends up with this guy Clay,
and Clay comes in.
Now Clay
we don't like him.
That conniving snake. How you gonna sleep with this girl and then try to steal her whole label?
Just because she didn't want a relationship with you.
Right. Talking about it's not my fault. Your dad wants to give the company to me. What?
So you know what our girl Layla did? She turned around and made her own record label, Monica Records. Literally. Her mom's name, by the way.
Because forget her dad, bro, who wasn't even present.
Okay, never. I want to say they changed their relationship, her and her dad. They healed it. Eventually. But
at that time, screw him.
It was screw him. We don't need him.
Literally. And so she went and made her own thing on her mom, and then she ended up being like in rivals with everything like that with JP Records, whatever. Speaking of, let's switch gears from relationships to romance. Brothers, best friends, Jordan and Spencer, yo. So thoughts. Their relationship is so up and down that it's so complicated, because I remember in the beginning they didn't like each other, and then it was the whole that's our brother, and then it was like, well, it's not, but I still don't like you, and then next thing you know, it's like, okay, well, we're gonna work together, and next you know, we won championships together, and now that's my brother and that's my best friend. So they went from fighting for Billy's attention and hating each other to literally football bringing them together, and then yeah, they loved each other, and that was that. But I want to bring light to the cop situation. You remember that when they was in Crenshaw? So yeah, that whole cop situation, do you remember that? They was driving to Beverly Hills, and they was in Crenshaw, and they was was in Jordan's car and Jordan was driving and then they got pulled over. You remember that?
Oh, you're talking about that one.
Yeah, that was in season 3.
That one was like honestly a reality check for Jordan.
Where he needed it.
He needed that. He needed that.
They be forgetting that they half white sometimes, yo. And then it's like, no, they be forgetting both. Because, and it's like Laura, because Laura was like, oh yeah, like Billy was like, I've never had to have that conversation with him because he lived in Beverly Hills. You know what I'm saying? Like what? And so then they forgot that they was half black, and so that was a wake up call for him. But then they be forgetting. Well, Olivia be forgetting she half white because she's always so married to the people, real girl. Please, you're overcompensating. Please. Yeah, the whole cop situation, I feel like at the end of the day, Jordan and Spencer's brotherhood was realistic, and I mean, they always make it through, you know what I mean? The whole dating my sister thing, Jordan wasn't cool with for a good minute, but eventually they got past it, you know what I'm saying?
Got past it. Oh, the other cop situation they had is when they all went to get ice cream. It was Spencer, his brother, Jordan, Olivia, Kia.
Dylan, too.
That's what I said, Spencer and his brother. I said brother. I meant to say Dylan. Dylan was the brother's name.
And they was trying to get Froyo, and Froyo Karen called the cops on him or some stuff like that. Yo, it was crazy. And then
because Dylan was being a brat.
He really was, because he was mad at Spencer for moving off to GAU and not really being in his life anymore, which wasn't even true, but still.
But I get it. You were going. Then again, from Dylan's perspective, I do understand it. It's like, all right, we lost our dad. All right, you were there, and then you just disappear.
Right, but even though he didn't disappear, he was just less pissed because he would still come make the drive and come literally down.
Back. It's not like he completely abandoned you.
Exactly like your dad did. Like, no, bro, he's still there, and he takes time.
I heard that.
The stray. Listen, Corey deserves all the strays.
We don't like Corey here.
We don't. I understand it, but no, we don't like it. But yeah. Oh, and then they had another cop situation where Wade Waters called SWAT on them during their party. They got SWAT.
Oh, yeah, Wade called SWAT on their whole little party.
I didn't even know you can just call SWAT out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I thought that was like
you really can.
I didn't know that.
You'd be like, oh, they have a bomb or whatever, like people's life is in threatening, and then you could just give the address and you could say anonymous. That's a real thing. That's a real thing that actually happened, by the way.
Mad crazy, yo. So that
happens to like many streamers when they go out in public and try to stream.
Mm-hmm. Serious?
Most recently, somebody got, sorry for the side story. Most recently, this female streamer, she was in the mall streaming with her kid because her kid wanted to stream with her. She was like, okay, let's go to the mall. And they got swatted.
That is so crazy.
At the mall. Public place.
That's so crazy.
It's a real thing that happened. So I'm glad they shined light on that because it was very popular when that episode came out. The whole swattings and stuff.
And I really didn't know that. So that's good for people to find out.
I like that representation they did.
That's one thing about the show, has good representation. And another thing they had well represented was addiction with Olivia's thing. Now let's talk about it. Trigger warning. She did relapse. In the beginning, she was a juggie. She was a party juggie or whatever. And alcohol, pills, anything she could get her hands on. Then her parents threw her off to rehab and it didn't really help or whatever. I mean, it helped enough, but only because she was scared. And then eventually everything went to crap again.
She relapsed because it was the same time when she first started though. And they were doing the same exact thing.
What thing?
Because remember, the first time she started was because of the whole everyone getting sucked in. Because at the time when Laura still had her job with the DA, she was focused on all these DA cases.
And she felt invisible.
Billy, when he was alive and stuff, and he was still a coach at Beverly, they were worried about scrimmages and games and stuff. It was like the big prime time, and then Olivia's just there.
Right. And when the only time she felt
abandoned in a way. So she took to, unfortunately, that. And because her best friend was, going crazy and throwing parties instead of saying, I need help, didn't help.
Right. And so that's how she ended up sleeping with her best friend's boyfriend. We didn't talk about how she slept with Asher. And we could talk about
Asher.
Her and Asher got back together for a point in time. Not back together, they got together for a point in time.
For a little point. Asher slept with Olivia, by the way, because that was the same like when she started and when Olivia started her, addiction.
Yeah.
That's Asher,
his dad
went completely broke and divorced his mom.
Right. And he was going through it, and then his life was upside down.
Because he went from rich, cruel boy to
a fraud. Yeah, poor bum fraud.
So he was in his feelings, and he got drunk, and then Olivia faded off of everything. They hooked up.
Right. So that
was the biggest secret for so many seasons. For what?
Literally, nobody was even mad at them. They were just mad.
Nobody was even mad.
He was mad at
like the only person mad was Layla, which is reasonable because at the time Asher was with Layla,
and that was her.
That was her best friend.
I think that whole thing got revealed at the prom. If we can talk, that's So yeah, that was at least season 3, the end of season 3. Like, come on now.
Yeah, that was revealed at the prom. Like Asher, because Asher was drunk again because
Literally.
Olivia rejected him again. Because that wasn't the first time. At the prom, it wasn't the first time. Freshly after Asher and Layla broke up because Layla wanted Spencer, that wasn't the first time that Olivia rejected him.
Yeah.
He just took this one to heart because she was like, I don't love you.
Literally.
I love Spencer.
Because they was dating while Spencer and Layla were dating. So he was really just the distraction, bro. And I would say poor Asher, but not really, bro. Because at that time he was kind of...
Not really, because you set yourself up for that.
He was an a-hole at that time, honestly, realistically.
Yeah. He was drunk and exposed their secret. And,
literally. Yeah. So I called her a slut in front of the entire school.
Yeah. And that's what caused him and Jordan to stop being friends for a little while.
Right.
Because remember, that's still his sister. That's still his twin sister.
Literally. So they wasn't cool for a minute. And I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, her whole relapse, she literally was like drinking from that water bottle all the time. And it was a whole time it was alcohol in there. And nobody noticed for all these seasons. And then eventually they were driving.
We only found out because
they got pulled over by the cops.
But she crashed and she was panicking. She was like, I'm not going to pass the sobriety test.
And then he was like, do you mean? And then she was like, no questions, just
excuse me.
And then that was another perfect example of like white privilege, because then white DA Laura Ma, because that's she was still the DA at that time, came in and was like, that's my daughter, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was anybody else, she would have been done for, bro. So I don't know. That was that. But her whole relapse, and then she ended up getting back to her sponsor, and then her sponsor ended up in jail because she was stealing to get her fixed
from her own parents.
Stealing from her own parents in order to get her fixed because she was an addict too, and then she needed a new sponsor, which she didn't end up finding till later on. Till Spencer got shot, and
then she met
Nurse Joy
that really had Spencer really alive.
Word, because
if that nurse wasn't there, he wasn't even gonna make it.
They was trying to give up on him, and then she was like, "No, this kid just because he black, no, give him the proper care." So Nurse Joy, Nurse Joy, and then she was a W sponsor too, and then she was clocking her stuff. She was holding her accountable, so that was good.
She was standing on business.
Weird. So this is around the time after Olivia did all that stuff with the tape recording, got her mom fired, and she had to find a way back to law. That's where she ended up taking Coop under her wing. So Coop and law, let's talk on that. It all started because Preach was in jail, remember, because of the whole thing with Mo, and so she wanted to get Preach out of jail so bad, and so she was like, let's fight for it, and she ended up becoming a law, and that became her whole new thing. So I love that, high key. I love that, how they fought so hard for Preach,
because Preach fought hard for all of them.
Exactly, all the kids. He really loved all the kids, and he even got Billy got him a job in Crenshaw, because Billy moved back to Crenshaw for a minute to get back in touch with his family and his roots and stuff like that after the whole thing with his dad came back in and all that type of stuff. And so to get back in touch with his family in Crenshaw, where he came from, because he realized he felt like a fraud. He was like, yo, I abandoned my hood, like, you know, and went to live this big macho life. And so yeah, Preach got a job, and you know, he was living his life, and he was teaching the kids and dealing with the youth, and I love that for him. So that was cool. The next big thing in her law thing was what?
Speaking of Coop with law, real quick, so Patience, right? She's a famous singer with Monica Records, right?
Eating records.
Okay. Her super fan Miko is introduced at a meet and greet.
This psycho crazy chick.
And so Miko was so crazy, she hacked Patience's phone.
Got her
location, right?
Showed up at her house, and then when she let her in, she literally pulled up and stabbed her. So, no, literally, because what happened, we was all like, yo,
literally, because Miko, Patience finally realized that she crazy, restraining order. So Miko not only broke that restraining order, he also assaulted her.
Tried to kill her. Tried to kill her.
Patience sitting on the floor and
bleeding out at the end of season 5. Like, yo.
That's where they left us on a cliffhanger for a long while, by the way.
And so eventually we did find out that she survived, but that cliffhanger was diabolical. And so
that cliffhanger was evil. And then when they came back, they like dragged it out to find out if she was alive. Oh my, that irritated my soul. That irritated my soul. I'm like, please don't let Patience die. Come on, don't let Patience die, please.
Literally, we loved her so much. And Coop and Paige, that would have broke Coop. And honestly, okay,
that would have broke Coop into a big psychotic break, bigger than Spencer's.
Literally, she ended up going crazy anyways because they ended up breaking up. I don't remember why they ended up breaking up. I think there was just more like, this just isn't working. You know what I mean?
No, they were broken up before the whole Miko thing.
Yeah, but why did they break up?
I don't remember.
I think it was just more mutual. Like, this just isn't gonna work. Like, I'm not feeling it no more. You know what I mean? I just think they felt disconnected.
I feel like it was an argument, though. I don't remember.
I don't think they argued. They literally was like, we better as friends.
So before the whole stabbing, though, they did break up. Though Coop had a rebound named Sky. She's a questionable creature.
I didn't like her, bro.
I
I
will
feel
say
like she was like low-key had bad intentions on the down low. I didn't like her, bro.
she had bad intentions on both. It's like she liked both ends. It's like she just wanted to jump in the relationship, Lowkey.
No, literally. And then Patience,
Because she got with Coop, right? Sky got with Coop, right? Okay. Now, mind you, Sky's working with Patience as her social media manager or whatever.
Right.
Okay, they have a moment in the record room and Sky straight up kisses Patience. Now, remember, this was before we found out Miko was a crazy girl.
I remember that. Yes.
Miko hacked Patience's phone. The phone was propped up, so Miko clipped the kiss.
Right, and blew it up.
The part where Patience was like, yo, move, what is wrong with you? Not clipping that part and gave it to Coop.
And then Coop broke up with Sky. And
Coop broke up with Sky.
And then they ended up getting back together. And then she ended up cheating on her at a party and they ended up sleeping together with Patience. And they ended up getting back together. So that was what happened with them. That whole thing I didn't really care about Sky, so I didn't really care. But then their relationship ended up taking a turn because they were going long distance because Patience ended up taking a shift and getting on Broadway. Patience, she had a little thing real quick with like the singer girl, whatever, and she had a little crush on her, but she really liked it in for real because it was just like, that didn't matter. But they ended up getting back together and he was doing the long distance thing. So that was that couple. We'll get to that in the season 7 update. So we'll get to that in a hot second. We're gonna smash all of this together because the rest of this doesn't need to be said. But Asher and Jamie, so we'll circle back to Jamie like we said. I love them as a couple. I just don't really care for Jamie as an individual, but I think she's really good for him. The whole thing happened because like Asher found out that he had heart disease at the end of the homecoming or whatever, and that he couldn't play football no more. And then he was like depressed, and then he went to the cafe, and next thing you know, this girl is his new baby mama. That's basically all that happened. But it's a good, healthy relationship. I mean, I love that for him. Asher and JJ. So that's where we come back to JJ. JJ's character development was peak. The best in the entire show, that's how I feel. He went from the party boy to like, yo, I have my own problems too. And then everybody was like kind of overlooking him or whatever, but he was really just lashing out. And at least Asher cared about him enough to be like, yo, you're not focusing on football. Like, you love football. What's going on with you? But he didn't know what was going on underneath. He was just hounding him about it. And then eventually he was like, yo, back up. Like, you're not my dad or whatever. And then they ended up breaking up. But, the whole football coach thing, because they ended up going to the other university, the rivals for GAU, I forgot what it's called. But he ended up being his coach because, Asher couldn't play no more. So he ended up being an assistant coach to coach Mr. Montez. And then JJ was still receiver. So that whole relationship kind of changed their dynamic. And they kind of like, they moved out the bro house and all that stuff. But the whole breakout, it was really sad. And eventually, I'm glad JJ got his screen time on his episode. And they literally did a whole like intervention for him, which I felt like it was unnecessary, but it was good. And I like JJ. So that was that. Thoughts?
I liked his development. It shed light to like the happy, super happy friend that's always in everyone's face. It's like, yo, what's up? It shed light to like how they possibly actually feel
on the down low, and I appreciate that. That's why I think in this show everybody kind of got their way of representation. So that was that.
Everything got their own representation in different ways,
and I love that. That's the one good thing about the show. Even though it lost the plot about football, that was the one good thing about this show. Jordan and Layla ended up getting together at the end of season 6. Season 5, and then end season 5 together. Season 6, they get engaged, they get married. Best couple out there. They get married.
I like that couple. Now that's a couple I wanted. I'm like, wait, Lowkey, because like randomly out of nowhere, I was just like, I see these two together. And then it came out that Jordan was like crushing on her for like since they were kids. It was like, oh wait, I love.
And then imagine, and then like Layla, she was like, I don't want to be the girl that's passed around the entire friend group and whatever. And I'm like, well,
baby, you already are.
Right.
I'm sure, Spencer.
Like, come on now. She was like, I can't date everybody. And I'm like, bro, it's fine. Olivia dated everybody too. It's just that Jordan's her brother, so she can't.
Jordan's her twin brother.
Right, but she dated everybody. Like, come on, everybody dated everybody. I'm like, man, y'all can't even trip over it.
At this point, I wouldn't even be surprised if it came out that Asher was with JJ at one point. Okay.
Shut up, girl. But gosh, so yeah, I love them. They're strong. Season 7, so that all happened season 6. They end up, they live in their life or whatever. The only people that make it into season 7 are Coop and Patience, and then Jordan and Layla, and they're like kind of mentoring this new generation. They have their own triangle. The whole triangle square situation ends up being the exact same thing. I mean, it's just a repeat. But one thing I will say, it's Amina, Preacher's daughter. KJ, this kid, Coach's kid, same kind of dynamic. Khalil, Gang's kid, like he's supposed to be Spencer, whatever. Tori, I guess she's supposed to be Layla.
I love Tori.
I love Tori, and I love KJ, even though he pisses me off.
Yeah, they piss me off sometimes, but
he wasn't valuing her the way that he needed to, because he really is low-key in love with Amina, and Amina is literally the Olivia, and we know how I feel about both of them. So it's just a way that I just don't like them, but it's a web love.
It's a web love all over.
Once season 8 comes out, I guess we'll do an episode on that, but it's just more web. What I hate though is that Patience and Coop end up breaking up because Coop ends up being with her professor in college. Like, hey man, And they end up breaking up, I believe, because they're sitting to have some serious conversation at the end of season 7. But everybody, they tried to say that season 7 would be the last season, but I mean, hopefully season 8. I just really want to see
That cliffhanger that they left us on, it's not over.
It was so bad. That's why they had to come up with another season 8, because you couldn't leave us like that. So
you couldn't.
I really just want to see, hopefully the friend group end up be better than what's going on. I hate Amina. I just honestly, I feel like all of this.
Amina needs more development.
We'll do this.
Amina needs to grow up,
bro. Everybody does, because all of them playing childish games. But we'll do this all in another episode for season 8. Thank you guys for listening, guys. I would say everything you need in your DNA, but sometimes DNA is cooked, yo, as we saw. Because I don't know. I don't know. Love you guys. Thank you for listening so much.
Bye.